evening and welcome to this broadcast from the Tribune Network. I'm Rohit Bhan. Finally, China has admitted to casualties in the Galwan clashes almost after 9 months. Last year in June, there were clashes between the Indian and Chinese soldiers, in which 20 Indian soldiers had lost their lives. But China so far had remained silent on the casualties on their side. And now, today morning, one of the Chinese military newspapers quoted Chinese military officials having said that four Chinese soldiers and officials who have died in those clashes. Joining me, my senior colleague who's been tracking these developments, Ajay Banerjee. Ajay, thanks for joining in. What has taken them so long to admit to these casualties?
First, we must understand that these people with the Chinese admitted that four have been killed and one colonel was injured. Now, these are the five people who have been given a gallantry award, right?
Right.
It does not mean that only five were part of it or four were killed and the one was injured. Like we had 20 casualties and six of those were given gallantry awards.
Mm-hmm.
So these are the numbers given out yesterday night by China are just about the gallantry awards. It does not say these many people were killed. These are the people who were killed. Yes, they've been given gallantry awards. The number of those killed will be far greater. In such a clash, it is expected that the gallantry awards would not go to all of them like it is happening in India. It will go to say only 20% of people or say 15 or 25% of people max. That means estimation, the casualty figure in China or the People's Republic Army of China would be at least 5 times of the numbers admitted this morning in the military paper today in China. So I would assume the number would be at least 25, 30 minimum, because these are gallantry awards, these are the casualty figures. Rohit?
Okay. And also, Ajay, you've been speaking to Defense Ministry officials, also intelligence officials. What are they saying? I mean, as far as the numbers are concerned, as you mentioned, that this is just those who've been given gallantry awards. Number could be much, much higher than what they have officially admitted.
Yes, they have admitted after 9.5 months of the clash, and the clash took place on 15th of June, and it's almost 9 months now, 8 months gone that they have admitted that these were people who were given gallantry awards. The numbers are greater, yes, but see, the point is why they have admitted now. In
Right.
Chinese social media, I must tell the viewers that Twitter and other social media handles or the platforms don't work in China. They have their own system called the Weibo, which was being tracked by Indian agencies. There was a kind of a social media unrest in China, especially after India literally honored those 20 people who lost their lives in Galwan. And the families were honored, led by the Prime Minister, the Chief Minister of the respective states, like in our own state in Punjab and Haryana's boys who lost their lives. Their families were honored by the Chief Ministers. And the Chinese social media users in their own country were pretty aghast at their own country in China that they were not honoring the people who laid down their lives for the country, like India had. So there was a kind of social interest over Weibo, their social media platform. Rohit?
And also, Ajay, this coincided with the disengagement process which has begun recently. I mean, is it something to do with the overall disengagement process, or is it because the social media unrest which you mentioned just now? What is it basically?
Rohit, nobody knows the Chinese mind. The Ministry of External Affairs is also trying to read the Chinese mind. It is pretty tough. They're not a democracy like us that you would know from various sources. This is also announced by the Chinese military gazette that these people were honored. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
Now, why it has happened, only time will tell why it has happened. Why did the Chinese do it now? Yes, it is seen as overlapping with the disengagement process. It started on February 20th on both sides of the Pangong Tso Lake, and it is almost complete. And Rohit, that commanders are going to meet tomorrow morning, as we are running on the Tribune website this news story since morning, that the commanders of both sides are to meet tomorrow. They will physically verify and authenticate the positions taken by both armies as part of the disengagement process on both banks of the Pangong. So this meeting is very crucial coming tomorrow, because this will lead to further talks with regard to the rest of the points of dispute in Depsang, Gogra, Hot Springs, and other places, which will have to be finalized and finished before we move ahead. Rohit?
Also, Ajay, have the Chinese authorities, spoken anything about the rank of these soldiers who were killed in the Galwan clashes?
Only the one who was injured is a colonel, and the Chinese official media, the Global Times, has also released a video in which the same colonel is seen jostling with Indian troops. It's an old video of some time earlier before Galwan. but they have pointed out that this is the man who, that the official media, the Global Times, has tweeted about that man. The ranks of the others are supposedly lower, are probably part of the troops, not part of the officer ranks. So the colonel is injured, and we all knew it, covering that this colonel was injured very seriously. He had actually been, what we learned then, had been hit by the 3 field regiment troops. One of the troops who lost their lives in the clash was Punjab. He was the one who actually captured, we are told, who captured the colonel and got hold of him. The colonel was injured seriously. The ranks of the others are not known, Rohit.
Also, Ajay, about this commanders meeting, which is going to be held tomorrow, how has been the disengagement process so far? Are the Indian defense officials, the army officials, satisfied with the way things have shaped up as of today?
Yes, because see, Rohit, we also have been running videos on our website for long in the past 5-6 days, how the disengagement process has taken place. It has been video recorded. Both sides are physically verifying each aspect of the verification. I mean, physically mean actually officers are visiting the other side to check whether this is as per the agreement. 1. 2, UAVs are being used, cameras are being used, video recording is being done, what all is there. Keep in mind the disagreement process also had one critical point, that the land will be restored to pre-April 2020 status. Right. That means all bunkers, helipads, constructions had to be removed, broken, and brought down to the level where they were April 2020. So this so far is progressing well. The next phases will tell how it panned out. I suppose we will know the exact picture of the disengagement, of the entire disengagement, in probably 3 or 4 weeks from now. So far, the first phase seems to have gone all right. The commanders will meet tomorrow. If there is any irksome position, the commanders will inform each other, and that will have to be removed as per the agreement. Rohit?
Also, Ajay, though you mentioned, but tomorrow's commanders meeting, what is going to be the duration of the meeting, or also what is going to be the specific agenda of these meetings, and who all are going to attend this particular meet?
Rohit, 2 questions. 3 questions rather you have asked. One, it will be led by a Lieutenant General, the 14 Corps Commander, Lieutenant General PG K. Menon. Right. He will be leading the meeting from our side. They will also be senior officers, include the 3 Div Commander, 3rd Division is based in Ladakh, and also one more division which has gone there as inducted. Will be also part of the meeting. And the Chinese side will be represented by the South Xinjiang commander. He is called the South Xinjiang commander. He will be leading the Chinese side. And that is what the process has been in the past 9 meetings. Our commander agenda will be to only verify this position, whether it is okay. They will agree, yes, it is okay. Both commanders sit down. And as for the duration, it will start at 10 a.m. at Moldo. Moldo is on the Chinese side of the LAC. It is between the Spangor Gap, and our Chushul garrison faces Moldo. The distance between Chushul and Moldo is something like 18 or 20 kilometers. And when he goes there, General Menon goes there tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. You never know when these meetings end. They take around 12 to 13 hours to end, because each time the last meeting started at 10 a.m. and ended at 2 a.m. the next day. So this is the duration which often take place. So minimum 10 to 12 hours is the expected time.
Well, Ajay, thank you so much for those details, the all-important meeting which will happen tomorrow, and also the admission by the Chinese authorities of the casualties in the Galwan clashes. We'll keep on coming back to you, Ajay, for even for more details tomorrow once this meeting happens. You can also log on to our website, tribuneindia.com, for details on these stories and also other stories related to the line of actual control. You can also follow us on our social media platforms like Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Meanwhile, thanks for joining us.